We're doing 1 through 36, if you haven't been here for that. We started on that Friday over here, right? I think. Friday, you were Friday? Yeah. All right, so 1 through 36, and then the quiz. What quizzes, you can look over those two, they can cover anything on that. Now, first of all, if there's any questions on the quizzes, I'll go over that. Craig had one that I'm about to go over. This was number 6, quiz 1. Yeah, chapter 7. And it will not cover 7 and 6. All right, on this one, what we need is, it's split into 2 triangles, right? So the area of the bottom triangle is equal to 1/2 the height of the triangle times the base of the triangle. We need to move. Are we going to start over here? Should have our books open in the test review. Okay, so the bottom triangle has area 1/2 height, base 1. Top one has the same height. When we're looking at the height for the triangle, it's the perpendicular distance from the base to the top. So if I were to redraw that triangle with that bottom part on the bottom, it would be B2, correct? It would be the base. The height, we always use the perpendicular distance from the top to the bottom. So if I were to draw that from the top to the bottom, that perpendicular distance is the same as the other triangle. They're both H, right? That distance from the bottom to the top. So the second triangle would have area 1/2 the height times B2. That's what I'm looking for, the first part of this. Okay, write the form that has area of 2 triangles. Are you okay? Got that part?
Yeah.
Okay. If you don't have that on the quiz, you can copy it down. All right, and then the next part is just to simplify the formula. And you can memorize this, I don't care, but the second part is to simplify it. They both have a factor of 1/2, and they both have a factor of H. So we take that out, and then what would go inside the parentheses?
What do you do?
Okay, factors mean each individual part that's being multiplied. 1/2 is being multiplied by H by B1. Each one of these is called a factor. They both have a common factor of 1/2, and they both have a common factor of H. So I take that out in front, and factoring is just going backwards from the distribution property. So just to go back to get this, 1/2 H times B1 plus B2. It would be the same thing, this is just simplifies the formula. And that's where we get it. So I'm looking, those 2 parts give you full credit. I may put it on there for a bonus, the bonus again. You want me to work that one out? Yeah, that bonus? Okay. All right, this is number 5 on quiz 1. Okay, the area of a rhombus is 30 square meters. The length of the diagonals differ by 4. I know.
Should I be in here?
Well, we're at the point where I'm not gonna count it, just use it as a steady guide. What's the formula for the area of a rhombus? Remember? What's that? Yes, or it's also parallelogram, so it's also BH. But in this, they talk about the diagonals. So if one of the diagonals we say is length x, the other diagonal is 4 more, it would be length x plus 4. Okay, now they gave us the area. What do they say that area is? The area is 30, so where would the 30 go? Okay, now how do we solve this? Anybody know? Right?
Factoring, factoring.
Yeah, you can, what I would do first is get rid of the 1/2. How do we get rid of the 1/2?
Okay.
It's being multiplied. So either divide by 1/2 or multiply by 2. Usually, when you're dealing with fractions, if you multiply by 2, that cancels 1/2. So multiply both sides by 2, we would get 60 is equal to x times x plus 4. And Braden's exactly right. We're gonna end up factoring trinomials. I know some of you didn't like those, but that's why it's a bonus, so. You would like factoring trinomials? Yeah, you gotta distribute the x, yeah. So you get x squared plus 4x, and then we would subtract 60 from both sides. And then factor this. Two numbers that multiply to be -6, whose difference is 4. I'm sorry, multiply to be -60, whose difference is 4. Think of it. Pretty good. Okay, so x plus 10 and x minus 6. So then what values will make this solution equal to 0? X could equal -10 or 6, but -10 would mean, remember these are the length of the diagonals. Does the -10 make sense? Does not make sense. So we cancel out the -10. So the diagonal would be 6, one of them would be 6, the other one would be 4 more, which would be 10. So it would be 6 and 10, the lengths of the
Can we
diagonals.
just take the absolute value?
No, you can't, no, there's no absolute, you only do that if it's absolute value sign. So a negative doesn't make sense, we use the one that does, the positive. Okay, just cross out the negative. Yes. It will be one like it, just different numbers, and it'll be a bonus. Because we don't go over factoring trinomials, so. All right. Would we like the answers to all these? Let me check the answers, test review. All right, number 1, yes, sir.
Can you, start 15?
On the test review? Yes. All right, area equals 10 squared roots of 14. What's the formula for the area of a triangle?
1/2 base times 5.
Okay, so A equals 10 squared roots of 14. So we substitute that in. Do we know the base? What is the base? It's 10. So the only thing we do not know is the height, which we need. We don't need the 9. The 9 is just extra information. Okay, so then we just solve for h. How would we do that?
Divide it. Over to the left.
Okay,
Right there.
yeah, well, 10 times a half is 5. And then divide by 5, so we get h is equal to 2 roots of 14. Yes, ma'am. Oh, the formula? That might be the one I said to take off. Don't worry about number 18. Number 18 you can take off. You don't have to do that.
Can you do 16 as well? Or just tell me
I can. Let me give everybody, the answer is x equals 15. Let me give all the answers and then we'll go over those. So maybe you have, I'm sorry?
For 15?
Oh, wait. 15 is 2 times the square root of 14, or whatever decimal equivalent that is.
So that's 7.5.
16, the answer to 16 is 15. Is that what you asked for, Brad?
Yeah.
Okay. All right, number 1, do we know definition of the area of a region? It's the number of keywords. Squares needed to cover the region completely. All right, number 3, do y'all got it? Let me get it. Number 3 is 72. Number 4, 120. Number 5, 48. Number 6, 72. Number 7, 18. Number 8, 288. Number 9, either 81 pi or 254.5 square inches.
So now we would count
Either one. Yeah, you could have it in terms of pi, or you could have it as a decimal. All right, the number 10 is 16 times the square root of 3, or approximately 27.7 square centimeters. All right, any of those anybody like to see done? Libby, how do we get number 10? Okay, what kind of triangle is that? Equilateral, so what are all the angles? All of them are 60. What's the key missing part in that? On number 10. What's the thing we're missing to find the area? The height, right? So if we don't have the height, we'll go ahead and draw that in. If we split that up, this is 4, 4. What would this be up here? What would the 30? So if we have opposite to 30 is 4, how do we find the height? You could, to find there 4 squared plus 8 squared equals 8 squared, but opposite to 30 is 4. We could 4 times the square root of 3. So the height's 4 squared. And then they want to know the area. Is that right? Which one is that, 10? Yeah. So the area, 1/2 the base, 8 times the height, which is 4 squared. All right, number 11 should have been 369. Number 12, 40.6. Number 13, 525. Number 14, 114. Number 15 is on the board, 2 times the square root of 14, or whatever decimal. You can solve that by the decimal if you need to. All right, number 16, 15. Number 17, 25. Number 18, s equals 8. Number 19, approximately 6.9. And number 20, 20.
Did you say we have to do 19? Like, I have to know it.
Yeah, that one, what's the formula for the area of a polygon? Remember the area of a polygon? What's the formula for the area of a polygon?
Is that the thing about the problem?
It is. It's like a triangle.
So the,
1/2 1/2 the apothem times p, which stands for the perimeter. So you're given area, so on 19 you can put the area in. Area is 154.5. The apothem you don't know, the perimeter is what? How would you find the perimeter?
you count number of sides.
Yeah.
Multiply number of sides by 1, so that gets you 45.
I think so. I think there's 9 sides, so 9 times 5 is 45. And we just solve for that there.
So, what's the answer?
The answer is 6.9. Okay. You want to solve for A. We can switch the order because it's multiplication. 45 times 1/2.
What is that? The little a stands for area.
This A,
That stands for a.
this is apothem. This is area. The big A is area, the little a is apothem. Okay, so then we take 45 times 1/2, switch the order, which gives us 22.5. Divide those sides by 22.5. And that should give you your 6.9. Yes, ma'am.
And 20, what's the shape?
I think that one, oh, it's a trapezoid. You graph that out. Yeah, and then 21 is a pentagon. It's ugly pictures. All right, do you know the formula for the area of kite? Remember the formula? Okay, for a kite and for a rhombus, it's 1/2 the length of the diagonal 1 times diagonal 2. So what's the length? If this is 9 and this is 9, the length of the one diagonal is 18. And then the total length of this would just be 6 plus 26, which is 32. And then just work it out.
I have a question.
Yes, sir.
Number 17. Couldn't, which one is number 17?
They give you the area.
I'm trying to find what the x's are, right?
You are.
Are they like, are they 20?
Let me look at that one. That one might be,
x equals 20?
Is x equal 20?
Yeah.
25. Close. Oh, how did you do it?
What did I do? Well, I did it in my head. Oh, I know how to do it. So I divided 500 by 4.
Okay.
That is 145. And then I divided 25 by 10. Or 1 point, I think. I did something like 125 and like how to find the area. It wasn't like an actual way, it was just kind of like I made it work.
Okay. The formula 1/2 D1 D2. The area is 500. And you know the length of one diagonal is 20. So then the length of the other diagonal would be x plus x, which is 2x. Okay, so if you fill that in, then you can solve for x. So you've got 1/2 times 20 is what?
No, it's 10.
It's 10 times 2 is 20 times x, and then so to solve for x, we just divide both sides by 20, which gives us that x is equal to 25. Don't have any questions.
I have a question on 18, but
Oh, 18. All right. What do we get to with the answers? To number 20? Answer to 21 is 30. Answer to 22 is 28.4. 23 is 15. 24 is 108 times the square root of 5. Or whatever decimal that is. 25 is 40 times the square root of 5.
Can you say that again?
25 is 40 times the square root of 5.
Do you mean like a 40 square root of 5?
It's the same. 26 is obtuse. 27 is a right. 28D is equal to 3 square roots of 2. D is equal to 3 square roots of 2. 3 square root of 2. Number 28, A is equal to 9. Area is equal to 9. Area is equal to 9, and letter D is 3 radical 2. All right, 29, 4 square roots of 3. X is equal to 4 square roots of 3. Y is equal to 6. A is equal to 6 square roots of 3. Number 30, A is equal to 15 square roots of 3.
B is equal to 30, and C is equal to 15 square root of 2. On 30, C is equal to 15 square root of 2. Number 31, X is equal to 2 square root of 3. Y is equal to 4 square root of 3. And Z is equal to 2 square root of 6.
Did you say X?
X is 2 square root of 3. Number 32, A is equal to 25. D is equal to 5 square root of 2, or as a decimal, about 7.1. All right, number 33, P is equal to 16 square root of 2, which is about 22.6. So the perimeter P is 22.6, or 16 square root of 2, and the area is equal to 32. 34, D is equal to 12. C is equal to 12 times pi, or approximately 37.7. Number 35, 706.9 is the area, and the radius would be 15. And then 36, the answer is 30 degrees.
What was the radius for number 35?
The radius is 15 for number 35. Libby?
You need the height in that one, right? The base is 36. So if you look here on this left side, they give you the hypotenuse is 18 and that is 12. So if you do Pythagorean theorem, you can figure out the height to put in that area. So 12 squared plus h squared is equal to 18 squared. You can solve for h. They don't give that. It's 6, let me see.
Do you add the bases together?
What did you say the height was, 13.4? Yeah. No, that 36, and I don't like how it's labeled, but that 36 represents the whole length of the base.
So that's
The 20 is the whole length of the base. Any other questions? About back there, we got any questions? Got them all right?
Can you go through my
It's time to ask. 11?
Will there be ones like 20 and 21 on
There could be one like any of them. So yes, there'll be one of them.
the number 20 and 21? Like a lot of that
For no reason. To plot the graphs.
best thing to do with this one is split it up into rectangles. And so there's a bunch of different ways you can do it. You could split this up like this. Okay. So then this would be 7, that would be 19. So you do 19 times 7 to find the area of that, whatever that is. To what? 133. All right, now if we look at this, that's 5, 8, and 7. So if you add those up, 15 and 5 is 20. If you look at the lengths, that one picks up where that one is. So if that's 20 and that whole thing is 27, that distance there has to be 7. Because all those lengths horizontally have to add up to be 27. So that's 7 right there. So then 7 times 3, that would be 21. And this is 12 plus 3 is 15. 15 times 8. 20. Okay, and then this one's 19 times 5. I'm just going to add up all those together. Should get 360.
25, what do you use for the base?
What do you use for the base?
25. Like, is it 12 all the school?
Okay. On the right side, the whole length is 20, and this is 12, so that has to be 8 right there. Okay, so then you can use Pythagorean theorem to find the height. 8 squared plus h squared is equal to 12 squared.